Hello, my friends. This is Old Tom Jen, and this is me returning to my playthrough of Fallout 4 Survival Mode, my permadeath run. So, we are here with Thomas Jr., and we've just started our first steps into the wasteland. And as you can see in the interim, I've had Codsworth clean up the house a little bit. I think Tom had his first taste of wasteland critters, and when he got back, he decided, "Hey, Codsworth, A, why are you slacking on the job, buddy? You should be cleaning up the house. B, let's make this place a little bit more secure, considering there's like raiders living like right over the hills in multiple directions." So as you can see, I haven't scrapped everything. I think that it's reasonable to assume that Tom would still have this semi-forlorn hope that he might, recover his baby soon and bring him back to the house. But I've, boarded up basically most of the windows, and I can barely walk. I walk into walls also apparently. um, and cleaned up some of the furniture. Well, again, we'll assume Codsworth has done most of the work. But that's what Codsworth is doing while I'm exploring, instead of just sitting here in front of the house aimlessly. But I assume he's guarding. He's guarding the place. I've also done a couple of modifications to my trusty 10mm pistol, and boy, am I happy to do this. So I picked up gun nut, as I believe I did that last time, but you can now see that I have a powerful 10mm pistol with a reflex sight. That definitely is a welcome improvement, and this is going to be really a key differentiator for me. The 10mm is really just a great, pardon me, great starter weapon, and there are certain modifications like the reflex sight that make it uh, cost less per shot in VATS, which for in terms of action points, that is a key thing. So if you recall, last time I was chatting a bit, and I decided I needed to get away from that particular raider that was hanging out over there with his dog, and I'm gonna go back and give them another try. This may be foolish because they, after all, were pretty good at detecting me last time. But I really feel I need to try out this new weapon. This may be foolish, but we're gonna give it a go. And I think I can already see him in the distance moving there. So we want to be extra careful. And you can see him right there. There go my. I don't know what's detecting me here. I assume the bloat flies actually, who are hanging out in those trees, which we will also deal with shortly. But I want to clear my zone. I don't think Thomas can feel completely secure until he's cleaned out the area surrounding his house. The question is, can we creep up on these guys and take them out before they take me out? This is, of course, a modded survival mode, so enemies are doing a ton of damage, more than regular. Then again, it's modded, so am I. I'm doing equal damage. Fair is fair. It's my motto. I'm not much one for the idea of me doing half regular damage while they do 2.5 times regular damage. It doesn't never made a whole lot of sense to me as a challenge. It's sort of for Monty Python fans. It's sort of cut down the largest tree in the forest with this herring. I, I don't think that's a reasonable challenge myself. All right. Well, so far they're not detecting me. They usually do detect me pretty darn fast here. So I'm just going to double check and make sure that we have everything we need. I have that compensated powerful 10mm pistol. Pardon me, I'll take a drink. I have my frag grenades, although I'd prefer not to have to use them here, but maybe I will. They certainly will do enough damage. It would, in a way, in one sense, it would be the safest way to deal with them. In another sense, it's the most dangerous because, as I think I was mentioning last time, I don't have anything in the way of demolitions expert or anything like that. So I don't have a throwing arc. I don't have any idea where things are going. Explosives in this game have a horrible tendency to bounce back, or to bounce off things that you didn't even see because they were out of the immediate camera field of vision. It's just lethal. And there, of course, is there's the Raider Psycho, and I'm pretty sure. And shit, I missed. So we're gonna run. We're gonna run like hell, and hopefully they will not catch up with me. And hopefully I won't run into another encounter that I'm not aware of. Alright. Can't believe I missed. I don't think I've ever missed these guys before. Alright, and I am successfully hidden now. These guys are terrifying me, and they usually don't. But again, that's the nature of a permadeath run. Like ordinarily it's like, I miss him. They, especially on survival mode, I miss him. They get a hit on me. Big deal. Well, yeah, big deal, because it only takes one shot to kill me. I am squishy. Yeah, this is a tense thing, and of course I'm not entirely sure that they didn't follow me up here. I could very easily find the attack dog up here, still patrolling the area. The attack dog, at least, if I get the drop on him, I can probably take him out before he closes. Probably, knock on wood. It's the, oh boy, and here we go. Radiation storm. That's all I need right now. Okay, well, as we get closer, I'm going to have to take some Rad-X. Hopefully not die. There's that location again. That's always that. I always prefer to come at them from this direction, from uphill. And so far, nothing. I think they've gone back to where they were before. But yeah, it's interesting because I usually don't take us in most of my playthroughs. Oh well, there we go. There's that boost of rads right there. I should take my Rad-X. And that means I also have to drink some water. Keep my rads down. Other bad thing about this is that it reduces my visibility. The yellow is not actually, well, maybe not. Well, let's see if we can find this guy. Really shouldn't be chatting. I should be focusing on him or her, as the case may be. There we go. And there they are. All right, they didn't see me this time, so that's a good thing. Oh boy. Okay. There they are again. I can just manage to hit him this time. There we go. And now all I need to do is avoid the attack dog, who is usually here with him. Now I don't see the attack dog. That's unnerving. If there's anything I hate, it's knowing that an enemy was in a place and now I can't find them. Because that makes me think that they're somewhere I'm not seeing. And they're going to come sneak up on me at any second from a direction I wasn't expecting. And here I am just taking radiation out here as I hang out on a rooftop. Another thing I really is brutal in survival mode is Radaway. Radaway is really brutal in terms of how it suppresses your immune system over time. Ah, God, it's just, and it lasts and lasts and lasts. that effect. Generally speaking, I try to avoid using the stuff. I would honestly rather sit here with a couple hit points down than live with that. But you know, I'm taking less than one rad here, so it's not too bad. And look at that, the storm appears already to be clearing up. But yes, such is the reality of the wasteland. Now, there is another possibility here that I did not consider. I'm playing with the advanced AI, and oh yeah, that's interesting. Look at that. If I click over here, using my of course my typical VAT scanning, which is what that clicking is pinging the area. Top off my gun. Usually I would expect to see bloat flies over here. There are usually three or four bloat flies that nest in that stand of trees. I don't see them right now. So there's a possibility. The possibility is, with the advanced AI on, with these sort of extra aggressive faction AI activated, it's possible that the bloat flies came out here a little bit earlier and actually they and the attack dog got in a tangle, which may have killed him before I ever got here. Now, of course, we see we were justified in killing the raider. I mean, I knew this already, but I said, sadly, there's a corpse here, a victim, just hanging out. I don't know whether this was the raider's space. Kind of looks like the raider's space, but maybe it was that person's space and they took it over. I don't know. It's not specified. And of course, you know, unfortunately, we constantly disrespect the dead in this game. It's kind of built into it. I know, of course, I am just pinging like a paranoid freak over here because I am terrified this attack dog's gonna run up behind me and chomp on me. But look at that. Yeah, I think I kind of missed the party on this boat. I think that I'm pretty sure that that's what happened. The attack dog had some kind of encounter with those flies. Oh yeah, because here they are. They're dead, and I didn't fight them. So if I didn't do it, they did it. And that means the dog is dead around here somewhere. The dog is dead. Well, that's a shame. I mean, you know, not really a shame because he would have attacked me. But, hey look, a stim pack. Sitting in a dummy. Well, I don't see its body, but I'm not going to kind of go out of my way looking for it. As long as the threat is neutralized, that's what's important. That's what I was interested in. Neutralize the threat. Secure my zone. Alright, so we can feel fairly confident. That's that. I don't think there's anything else down in this area. That was it. There were a few minor threats back here. But I feel fairly good about that now. Alright, let's head back home, shall we? So I don't know if that gives me enough to, let me see here. Well, I'll just try and cook here. We'll see if there's anything. Yeah, there we go. I can make some big bloat fly. Have enough bloat fly meat. Always, you know, looking for more sustenance, of course. Just trying to survive out here. And I don't think. Let me see. Let's take a look at the relatively few items that we pulled off there. Long Johns and Raider. I hate Raider armor and despise it, so I'm not going to use that. Dirty Army fatigues. Well, you know, they are not terrific. They do give you strength and agility, but they have no damage resistance whatsoever. So I think for the time being, we'll be putting those in here. Don't need those. Just like that 38 ammo. Don't need that either. There's no reason to hold on. I never understood knuckles as a weapon. I guess if you're doing a strict melee build or, you know, you know, hand-to-hand build, I guess you would say. It's not even strictly a melee build. It's just punching. Um, you know, maybe you might use Knuckles, I guess, until you can get a Deathclaw Gauntlet, which of course you can get fairly early in the game if you have the appropriate perks. But yeah, I never have had a, never did that playthrough. It just doesn't seem. I don't think there's anything I want to change here. I can't mod the other items. Again, I've looked for the one mod I've been looking for a little bit is something. I want something to modify my clothing, but I don't want. Oh wait a minute, it's the wrong one. I want to go. I want something to modify my clothing, but I don't want the. A lot of the clothing mods I find to be fun, but for purposes of this playthrough, a little OP. They're, you know, I mean, they basically give you, you know, armor bonuses that are super generous at a very early point in the game. They give you, you know, the ability, potentially some of them, to add ballistic fiber without doing the quest with the railroad. Which again, I can understand if you're, you know, you're just doing a playthrough and you're like, I don't want to join the railroad this time. Then you might want that. I get it, but it just felt like making it too easy on myself. But, you know, why? And frankly, felt not very immersive. Like, why would Thomas have just know how to put ballistic fiber in his clothing? More to the point, why would you use ballistic fiber at all if you could add leather, cloth, or metal inserts that would do almost as much good in terms of damage resistance? That didn't make a lot of sense to me either. But what I really wanted was something where it was kind of in between that, where I could just like, hey, maybe, you know, maybe upgrade the clothing a little bit, maybe add some pockets, or, you know, lightweight or something, you know, something more in the akin to the sort of secondary advantages you give to you know, leather or metal or combat armor, piecemeal armor, I guess I would call it. I haven't found anybody who's done that. I may take another look. If somebody happens to know of a mod that does that, please contact me, either on the chat here or somewhere else, on Twitter or just via message. And look who it is. Hey boy, what are you doing out here all by yourself? You lose your owner, buddy? Okay then, let's stick together. And of course, we have now met, although we don't know his name yet, we have met Dogmeat. And as I was saying to some of the viewers the last time, I'm not a big one on. I will certainly have companions in this game because you know, in certain parts you have to. Let's grab that duct tape for the plot, and certainly at low levels and with my low strength, there are definitely useful aspects to them in terms of hauling, but generally I find them to be, certainly in combat, they're more trouble than they're worth. Now that should call out the we should be getting a visit from the old local mole rat population pretty quickly. And is this metagamey? Yes, it's a little bit metagamey, but that's okay, I don't care. There they come. I knew they would show up sooner or later. There's one right there. Ah, there we go. Nope, we don't want that one. We want that one. I don't know why I didn't get him. There we go. Luckily, Dogmeat can open doors. He's a very clever dog. We're going to take these guys out. I can only presume he was here waiting for these things to... He heard them underground, was waiting for him to emerge so he could take them out. And then I showed up. Oh, uh-oh. They're being sneaky on me. But I'm still in danger, so they're definitely aware of my presence. Just have to wait for him to come out. No, I did not mean to shoot a dog meat right there. I wanted to kind of shoot in a general direction to kind of draw out the, Hello, buddy. I know, you're in attack mode. Where the hex are they? We might have to get down on the ground. Now, why am I being so paranoid about this? Because mole rats swarm, and I am low level, and it is survival mode. And they can straight up kill me. Humble mole rats can kill me. Because I am a mere 3rd level on survival mode. Oh boy. Once in a while, once in a great while, the mole rats go a little wonky and go to weird places. And get stuck there. There he is. Here somewhere. Now, one thing I tell you I don't... mole rats burrowing underground doesn't bother me at all. One thing I don't like, and I actually have installed a mod to avoid this, are the way... Oh, I heard one. Damn it, where the heck are they? Ah, there he is. See, they're being sneakier than usual. This is the advantages of that enhanced AI. But one I don't like are the rad scorpions. Why do I not like them? Well, if you notice, mole rats, their pattern of attack fits, I mean, at least, you know, in a very loose way, what you'd expect would happen if you had like a super burrowing creature. That they're moving through tunnels underground and popping out, but they don't do it instantly. You know, they do kind of go from one place to another underground. In fact, depending on the environment, sometimes you can actually catch them in vats. You can see them underground. Rad scorpions straight up teleport underground. They basically, you see them above ground, they move as fast or faster underground than as they do above ground, or they just straight up teleport. I'm not exactly sure how the game implements it, but the point is, it's annoying, and especially because, you know, well, for one, of course, I am on survival mode here, so I'm not entirely into the idea of instantly teleporting things that can, you know, stab me with their giant stinger. Also, it's not particularly... It's very immersion breaking to me. It's very gamey. So I... see, there we go. Prime example right there. Guys, there we go. Just kind of hanging out, hiding. But I don't know if he was above ground. I think he was... Where's that guy? Did he roll downhill? I think I might have killed him while he was in the ground. Not absolutely sure, but... Wouldn't be the first time I've done that. Just one of those weird things you sometimes can pull off here. Oh no, there he is. He was above ground, just hanging out in the bushes. In any case, yeah, mole rats are okay. I mean, in terms of like in terms of, you know, immersion, I guess I would say. Rad scorpions, not so much. So I tend to avoid them. But yeah, I'm happy to have that mod. Makes them a little less shitty to deal with. Still shitty to deal with. One of the other mods I've had installed is part of the immersive gameplay suite, which modifies creature movement. And they skitter plenty fast, so they're still terrifying, but at least they don't teleport. And of course now, got to deal with another really jerky creature of the wasteland. Oh, damn it, I missed him. I swear to God that the green dot does not behave as advertised. I could have sworn I had that on that guy. There he goes. Where is he? He's up there somewhere. Hiding behind a tree. Oh, he's flying away. Well, then there again, there's that enhanced AI, because in my experience, these things just attack blindly. But here, they run away, and I found that that's actually not unique to them. There's some of the one of the more welcome changes in the AI here is that some of the animal types will retreat. There are some that are just, they're ambush predators. They do not. Boy, he really retreated. He just ran the frick away. Okay. Oh wait, he's coming back. Coming back. Where is he? Where is this guy? Well, I'm in danger, but I can't see him, and that always makes me very nervous. That's odd. Where is this guy? I feel like I need to take him out before I go any further. I don't want him sneaking up on me. But maybe I should have a little bite to eat here before I do that. And of course, when you're hungry and thirsty, the best thing to eat is a noodle cup. Favorite food item in the game. Most popular thing to eat in Diamond City. God, where did this thing get to? It flew this way. Kind of almost feel like I'm gonna go over here and he's just gonna kind of fly around me. Return to his original. Where's it? Oh, I hear him. I just heard him. Where'd he get to? There he goes. Well, we're going right into town, isn't he? That is really interesting. Totally different behavior. More like an actual mosquito, for those of us who have dealt with mosquitoes. It just never know where the damn things are. Is that him? Where is he? He's kind of hanging out by that tree. Oh no, he's beyond the tree. Boy, he's way the heck down there. Yeah, I can't really get him from here. Yeah, I see him too, buddy. Alright. As much as I hate coming into Conquer this way at 3rd level, I really want to take this thing out. I hate leaving these spawns just kind of laying around. Oh, he's there. He is around the corner. I should be able to get him. There we go. Disgusting creatures. Maybe that's just my general hatred of course, now I've fired my weapon in Conquered with the enhanced AI going, and it's probably going to attract attention. So I'm going to back up. Yeah, you can hear the gunfire. So I approach Conquered very, very cautiously, most because I'm on, again, permadeath run, survival mode. But I'm going to probably... Oh, another pompadour wig. Do I really need a second pompadour wig? How many pompadour wigs does one need in one playthrough, really? I know there's some... There we go. think I need a fancy hairbrush. I don't think I need a hairbrush, period, really. I don't need street urchin rags. I'm in pretty good shape. But yeah, I usually kind of reconnoiter the edges of Concord and then unload. But of course, you know, again, low strength, survival mode, reduced carry capacity. I've got to go back and dump off my stuff, or else I'm never gonna be able to carry everything back, or I'm gonna have to make 15 trips. Um, so I usually avoid that. Da, 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 da. There's a welcome sight. Let's take everything off of this guy's body. Fusion cells laying around. That's unusual. And of course the combat knife. Really, if you're, you know, one of your best go-to early melee weapons. Not that I'm planning on getting a melee, mind you. Planning on avoiding melee assiduously. Whenever possible. And previous attempts at permadeath runs on higher difficulties, I have been, you know, caught in various situations where, you know, when I was kind of experimenting with low ammo mods and things like that, I've been occasionally caught where I'm like, well, okay, I got to go to my melee, but that's all right. I'm kind of higher level now. I can take it, and I have been absolutely devastated by like mutant hounds or stuff that, you know, you wouldn't think would be all that intimidating, but they are. If you don't believe me, wait till one approaches you and just hit VATS as they're coming towards you with their jaws open. They're big jaws. And with all the modified damage mods that I'm playing with, they definitely do lethal damage very quickly. So we're going to head back, build, you know, probably rest up a little bit. Of course, you know, this being a Bethesda game, one has to save early and often, or lose our potentially lose our progress. But after that, we're going to head into Concord and meet up with Preston's gang, because that is, after all, a semi-essential part of the. I guess it is potentially skippable, but I don't know. It feels like it's part of the main story. This is just maybe just my bias, because when you first played it, you know, it's what you always do. Go to Concord, first place you go. And I think, you know, it's where you get your suggestion to go to Diamond City. But you know, could you go straight to Diamond City blindly? I suppose, but probably would work. But I don't know. I'm considering it part of the main quest line. I don't think I can call it a complete playthrough unless I do that. So real quick, we'll just go back, refresh, resupply, etc., etc., etc. I don't know why I have that. Still, but we can just dump off a bunch of stuff here. So let me see, what else do we have here? And anything else I want to dump off? There we go, that for sure. Antimicrobials I find to be one of the most frustrating items in the game. I really kind of despise them because they're not really that effective. They're only good against certain types of, and you have no way of knowing what you're going to be infected with. So it's just kind of like you really kind of have to have one of each type and drink them all down, and then even it's not a certainty that you're gonna. I don't think I have enough. I don't really have enough shotgun shells to justify carrying that. And I don't really need any fusion cells right now. For the moment, we're just going to stick with the 10mm. Let's see, it's early in the game. I don't need those, and I don't need that. Alright, so And my preference is the combat knife over the security baton, of course, if I'm going to have a melee weapon, which again, hopefully I won't ever need to use, but better to have it. Better to have it. So, cook ourselves up a quick meal, get a quick rest, and then head back into Concord. Those who, by the way, watch, if you're on, here on Twitch or on YouTube, Greg from How to Drink, I finally watched his bit on the another famous Fallout drink, which is the Sierra Madre Martini, and I know he's gotten multiple requests to do the Dirty Wastelander, which I would really, really love to see. Um, Although, to be honest, when I'm looking at it, it looks kind of like pretty simple. It looks like a whiskey and cola with some fruit. It's not that complicated. Hell, I could probably come up with a Dirty Wastelander. Maybe I'll do that at some point. Here's my recipe for the Dirty Wastelander. Why do we do the red rocket? Is it to get dog meat? Well, to some extent, but it's also to get mole rat meat. We need food. Alright. See, this is what I'm talking about with companions. Dog, get out of the way. Try to take a rest here. So we'll get a good night's rest, so we don't come up on... Concord is actually surprisingly... some can take a long time, depending on how it rolls out. And I hate being... finding myself... Pardon me. Just a quick sip of my drink there. I hate finding myself tired or overtired in the middle of that particular quest. Top off our water here. And take a quick drink. Rehydrate ourselves. Alright. Looks like we're good. So now off to Concord we go. And yeah, I really, is dog meat essential for this? No, I suppose I could leave him where he is. And yes, companions do get in the way very often. But at a low level, because I'm so squishy, he is valuable as a distraction. That sounds terrible. My dog is a distraction. But he's immortal. I'm not really worried about it. So he's valuable as a distraction in some cases. He's valuable certainly to haul things for me because I really need to be thinking about the amount of stuff I can haul around. I'm going to keep him out of a direct line of fire for most of this. So yeah, I mean our companion's worth... He obviously doesn't have any perks. Our companion's worth sticking with until you get the perks. I don't know. I am leaning towards no. I don't think that they are. Because I think that especially as you get into harder combats and sort of especially those critical kind of close quarters combats where the line for me between death and life and death will be very, very thin. I cannot afford to have them get in the way. I can't afford to be worrying about I need to stim pack them or that. But again, in the early game, I kind of got to have them around just to haul stuff. So it's a question of balancing that need against the risk that they present to me in sort of stepping into my line of fire in combat. Now let's see though, there is one very important thing that, yes, and it's here. It's not always here, but it's very important that we properly equip dog meat. Not a big fan of his name, by the way, in case some people who are not familiar with the game are wondering. Yeah, but there we go. I am a big fan of his red bandana and his welding goggles. However, that's how we like to see him. At least minimum equipment. Give him some eye protection. But the name, for those who don't know, the lore comes from one of the early sources for the and inspirations for the very very early versions of Fallout, which was a movie called A Boy and His Dog, starring a young Don Johnson of all people, who travels with this kind of scruffy dog, and it's not actually the dog's. I don't think it's actually supposed to be the dog's name. It's just this nickname he keeps referring to the dog as, implying that, hey, if I get hungry enough, I'll eat you. So, yeah, not too friendly. It's actually is a it's a very dark. It's a dark movie. It's an older movie, but it's not a feel good movie. Believe me. Um, so I was always kind of surprised actually that they use that name. I'm like, it's not a really great really great image in terms of the inspiration. Of course, now we hear the sounds of gunfire, so we know we're getting close to the conflict within Concord. Well, I know we are. Thomas doesn't know what he's getting into. But as a veteran, he's certainly familiar with moving through an urban combat zone. So we're going to be very careful about where we walk. Be very careful about crossing the street. There he is. Make sure that the dog is following. And of course, I'm, being ridiculously roleplay cautious here because it doesn't actually matter. I know that the raiders, even with the advanced AI, will not come down here. Although look at that. See, I've gone into caution here. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I've gone into caution because of a stunted Yaguai that's over there. This just became a little bit more complicated than it usually is. We're going to back off because that thing could end my permadeath run very, very quickly. So in the assumption that Thomas just saw a big fucking mutated, scarred-looking bear, he's going to back off. Like, maybe that isn't the best direction to go. Maybe we should go this way. Now, of course, if I wasn't doing a permadeath playthrough, I might, and I was playing with the advanced AI, I might do something clever, like, I don't know, try to draw the stunted Yaguai into town and have him attack the raiders. It'd be pretty hilarious. But I'm not going to do that because it's too risky. Biometric scanners are... If you're doing a... Well, they have nuclear material too. Yeah, they're awful heavy, but I think we're going to hand off that to Dogmeat. Where does he carry this stuff? I don't know. Maybe I should get a mod for saddlebags for the dog. I don't know. That might be a good idea. It would look ridiculous, but I know also that there's a companion mod for a pack Brahmin. I was kind of thinking of implementing that in this game. It would make sense. Why couldn't you get a pack Brahmin? Alright, well, now at least we're not an immediate threat of getting chomped on by a Yaguai. The first red skull enemy we have encountered here. Encountered meaning, hey, look at that, I'm running away. Which is really what one should do with most Red Skull enemies. I say most because, of course, if you know the plot of the game, we're going to have to fight one of those very early on. But not without help. And there's a little stash. We'll see what we get here. Nothing terribly good. I'm not even picking up that pipe pistol. And I don't use Molotovs. I know I mentioned it before in previous session, but for those who are just joining, I don't use Molotovs. At least not until way later, when I get things like throwing arcs. And even then, maybe. Because even then, Molotovs can potentially kill ya. Now again, playing with the AI mods, I'm going to be extra special careful going through here, because you never know when an enterprising raider might decide to pop around the corner here unexpectedly. But we're going to go into the Conquered Speakeasy here and see if we have any luck with our what kind of stuff we pull out of this place. There actually isn't a lot of variability in these. There's only a couple of containers, but it is good for for some general gear. Unfortunately, I do not have a perk in lock picking, so I'm kind of screwed there. But I'm definitely going to pick these things up. They can come in handy. Blue suit. I think I have one of those already, but I'll take another one. Why not? Maybe I'll dress an entire settlement someday in clean blue suits. That would be creepy and weird. But pardon me, sir. You look like you're done with that. And I'll pick up. There's a couple of mods that I do not necessarily for the 10mm pistol, but for other weapons. I think I'm pretty well. I might want to. I don't know. Maybe I'm not done with the 10mm. I might be still modding that. But as I recall, some of these require aluminum, so I might as well pick those up. Of course, every one of these has adhesive, which is wonderful. That has adhesive. You have adhesive, and you have adhesive, and you have adhesive. And you can carry adhesive, among other things. Woof. Okay, let's see here. Get that stuff in there. In fact, get those beer bottles. I don't need to carry those right now. I'll get them back from you later. Where are you putting all this, Dogmeat? In your kerchief, I guess. Jaunty necktie there. Alright, now outside this door is at least one raider, usually. You never know how things go. Again, when things get modded, there's always a little bit of uncertainty. You can't be sure that things are going to go the way they do in the vanilla game. So we'll see what's out here. If I'm very unlucky and they're standing right outside the door and facing me, I could die right here. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Or the other thing that could happen when you have lots of AI mods in here is Preston could have killed all of them. I think that's exactly what happened. I think Preston has killed every single raider. At least the group that was outside harassing him.
Hey, up here, on the balcony. I've got a group of settlers inside. The raiders are almost through the door. Grab that laser musket and help us, please!
So there we go. We level up just as we go before we go in here to help Preston and the gang. I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to pick up this. A couple things, good things in here that I want to get. Not too much, but I think, yeah, he's taken out all of these raiders. Crazy. And why am I spending so much time going through this? Because every single one of these items is a potentially... Oh, a blue batting helmet. I'll definitely take that. Every one of those items is potentially a piece of leather that I can use to enhance my armor. The rest of it I'm not taking. I don't need all that stuff. Shotgun shell, harness. Don't need any more short-barreled shotguns, I don't think. It looks like she was killed while reloading, it looks like. Yeah. Alright. Kind of a nice detail. So let's see. No signs of the Yaguai, that's good. Come here, dog. Now, this always burns me, and I shouldn't be even thinking about it, but one thing that occurs to me that I could do... I could, conceivably... I always like the blue batting helmet, but it never seems to do... have quite the damage resistance I think it should. The hard hat I'm better off with, I suppose. Well, I guess it's got a more energy resistance, but I'm unlikely to need that. But I suppose I could probably sneak down there, get into that building. I don't think Yaogwai can get into buildings. Boy, those are famous last words, right? But with that laser musket, I could probably take that thing out. It's probably going to despawn. There's an aluminum can. We'll take that. I want to make sure there are no hidden raiders down here. But I'm pretty sure it cannot get upstairs. Question is, can I see it from the upstairs? I don't think I can. Yeah, there's no... I don't think there's any windows up there. Well, he hasn't detected me, so that's good. Now, why am I coming up here? I'm coming up here because I know that this is here. Okay, well, doesn't do me that much good because the guy doesn't have any ammo. One of the somewhat annoying things here in that spawn is that how hard would it have been for them to auto-populate that guy to make sure he had the appropriate ammo type for the weapons lying right next to him? Who knows? Maybe that's why he died. He just didn't have the right ammo. He's like, oh crap, gets up there and ends up dying. Actually, I have a decent number of shotgun shells now. But let's see if we can see. There he is. Well, obviously that's not going to do me any good. Let's level up real quick. Not going to be using armor anytime soon. I really should take... Let's see here. I think the thing that's going to keep me... I mean, I do, and I know that in a vanilla game, you'd ordinarily look at taking I guess you would call them the gun damage enhancing perks. There, of course, being three of them: gunslinger for semi-automatic pistols, commando for all automatic weapons, and rifleman for rifles. And it would make sense to take those. Then again, agility gives me generally more more action points for VATS, and it enhances my sneak. So I kind of think that's more important. Endurance, yeah, it's important, but given the fact that everybody's doing so much damage at a low level, it's not going to really make that much difference in whether I live or die. I will invest in it. Don't get me wrong, but for right now, should I take this? I'm definitely going to pick up armor at a certain point because actually, wait a minute. I do. You know what? I'm so low in strength. I don't have armor. I didn't realize that. I think I need to take strength because I'm going to need armor. All right. Well, so much for that idea. I thought I was going to be clever and take something else here. Oh no, no way. Look at how little damage I'm doing to that thing. That's death right there. If that thing if he can come up that stairs, and he probably can't, but I don't know. Probably is not definitely. Can Yao Guai climb stairs in this game? I know Deathclaws can't come indoors. I don't know for sure that Yao Guai can't. And I don't dare risk finding out. Because if he just, clips through that door, the game just ignores his actual dimensions and lets him walk through. Which he could. He's got me. Unless... I can't block the door. Being able to make barricades would be huge here. It would be huge. And again, immersion. Shouldn't I be able to do that? I think I should be able to do that. If I could get up on a roof where he couldn't get to me, guaranteed. And I could still see him. Then I would absolutely take this guy on. Because talk about an XP boost there. Kill the Yao Guai at 4th level. But yeah, that noting that I'm doing 30 with this laser musket. And that, if you notice, that barely ticked his particular health bar, so it's just too risky. This is what it's this is going to be the way it's going to be, folks. If you're looking for a charge in and blast him with both barrels, this is not that playthrough. In fact, I'm concerned about getting capped by these raiders in here, but in we go. As usual, they notice dog meat before they notice me. Buddy. Go over there. Do it. Fine. Just never mind. Alright. Oh, come on. Stick your head up.
Feel that? It's called fear.
Once again, my Imperial Stormtrooper Marksmanship Academy abilities here. Alright, what I'm really concerned about now is someone coming through that door. Not nearly as concerned about the guy up there as I am about the person who I know roves around back there and will come forward. Especially with the enhanced AI on. So they have a tendency to go exploring a lot more. I'm gonna wait here for a minute and see if anybody turns up. Are they actually capping on my marksmanship or Preston's? Because I'm not great, but I've seen Preston shoot. He's terrible. Okay. Okay, that guy is up there. Kind of a weird position, actually. Oh man, I don't like this at all. I can't really get a good shot on him. I think we're gonna have to switch.
No more British occupation.
Are they gonna come through that door? Probably so. Nope, they're not coming through. At least not yet.
Have your tea back, you chicken imps!
Quiet dog.
Back to London, boys!
Alright, Dogmeat's gonna go running right through. Again, companions. More trouble than they're worth most of the time. These, yeah, these. The first time you go through here and you hear these audio things go off, it's incredibly unnerving because you're like, well, that blows my stealth. It doesn't actually appear to alert them. It looks like it was it's something they're just put for atmosphere. But I was sure. I'm like, oh, like this is like automatically screws my stealth. Buddy, get out of the way. Get over here. Just get over here. No, oh, for God's sakes. For some reason, it's not giving me the stay command sometimes with him, and it's really driving me crazy. Oh, man, come on. There we go. There we go. That's the raider I worry about, which doesn't mean I'm out of the woods here, but at least I don't have to worry about getting shot as I come around the corner. Dirty, dirty raiders. That one's up there. I should be able to get him. I'm careful. can. Okay. Well, they are moving around quite a bit, though. There we go. All right. Now we're going to have Dogmeat stay right the frick here. So I do not want him getting in my way in this particular circumstance.
I'm telling you, man, let's just get the hell out of here. We got no reason to hang around and get shot.
Stop being such a fucking pansy. We hold out for the others like we're supposed to.
What are you, deaf? Somebody's out there shooting the place up. I ain't sitting around waiting to die.
I swear to God, you make a move for that exit, and I'll gut you myself. Now shut your mouth, or we'll never get the drop on this guy.
Ah, damn it. Usually they're standing like right over here where I can get close to him. There we go. Oh, damn it. Damn, damn, damn. That's not good. Imperial Stormtrooper Marksmanship Academy graduate. Luckily, they don't seem to have...
Shit's got you all over it.
My shooting was so poor that they actually didn't see me, didn't hear me do it. No, they did.
Nothing there now. What do you think?
All right, saved by the
Gotta cut down on the Jedi.
the lack of alertness of drugged out raiders.
What the fuck was that?
All right. At least I got that one right. Hey, dog. Follow me, buddy. Could have sworn you could make these things blow up. I guess not. Or at least not with this. Not in this circumstance. Oh, and of course, now we get some 308 ammo. Where were you a couple minutes ago? I don't particularly need it now anyway, but yeah, good to know we have it. And no Molotovs for me now, thank you.
I'm coming in there, and I'm gonna skin every last one of you.
Come on, man. They ain't going nowhere. We got other shit to deal with.
You hear that?
Or take a leak. I mean, he's been at this for a while. Where's the next one? Okay, so first first group of raiders dealt with, and now of course we get to talk to Preston. Oh, Preston.
Man, I don't know who you are, but your timing's impeccable.
Really.
Preston Garvey, Commonwealth Minuteman.
That ain't it.
Glad to help.
Well, if that's true, we could use some more goodwill. As you can see, we're in a bit of a mess here.
God damn it.
Who are these people?
Just folks looking for a new home, a fresh start. I've been with them since Quincy. Lexington looked good for a while, but the ghouls drove us out of there. A month ago, there were 20 of us. Yesterday, there were 8. Now we're 5. It's just me, the Longs, Marcy and June. That's old Mama Murphy on the couch. And this here is Sturgis.
Hey.
Ghouls? What are ghouls? Of course Thomas
You
has
really
to
not
ask,
from around
because
here,
he
are
doesn't
you?
know what they are.
Ghouls are irradiated people. Most are just like you and me. They look pretty messed up and live for a long time, but they're still just people. The ones I'm talking about are different. The radiations rotted their brains, made them feral. They'll rip you apart just as soon as look at you. Anyway, We figured Concord would be a safe place to settle. Those raiders proved us wrong. But, well, we do have one idea.
Will be enough to stop those maniacs?
Sturgis, tell him.
There's a crashed vertibird up on the roof.
For some
Old
reason,
school.
Sturgis doesn't
Pre-war.
get subtitles. I
You
don't know
might have
why.
seen it. Well, looks
Minor
like
bug.
one of its passengers left behind a seriously sweet goodie. We're talking a full suit of cherry T-45 power armor. Military issue.
That's some serious protection.
Oh, it gets better. Get the suit. You can rip the minigun right off the vertibird. Do that, and those raiders get an express ticket to hell. You dig?
Minigun. Can I use the minigun like a
Don't
rifle?
see why not. It'll have a manual trigger. Just aim it at the bad guys and do the old spray and pray. Now, as for the armor, it's out of juice. Probably has been for 100 years. It can be powered up again. But we're a bit stuck.
What's the solution?
What you'll need is an old pre-war FC, a standardized fusion core, your high-grade, long-term nuclear battery used by the military and some companies way back when. And we know right where to find one.
But we can't get to the damn thing. It's down in the basement, locked behind a security gate. Look, I fix stuff. I tinker. Bypassing security ain't exactly my forte. You could give it a shot.
Can't be too hard. I'll see what I can do.
Well, all right. Maybe our luck's finally turning around. Once you jack the core into the power armor and grab that minigun, those raiders will know they picked the wrong fight. Good luck.
All right, there we are. So we have our quest. We should probably you know what it's time for? It's time for a noodle. When I kill raiders, I get thirsty, and I like to top off with a noodle cup. And of course some mole rat chunks as well on the side, just as a side.
Now look who dog meat brought to us.
So he's your dog.
Aw, he ain't my dog. No, sir. Dog meat, he's what you call his own man. You can't own a free spirit like that. But he chooses his friends and sticks with them. He'll stay by you now. I saw it.
You saw it?
It's the chems, kid. They give old Mama Murphy the sight. Been that way for as long as I can remember.
The sight? What's the sight?
I can see a bit of what was and what will be, and even what is right now. And right now, I can see there's something coming, drawn by the noise and the chaos. And it is angry.
Okay, something big's coming.
I know it's a lot to take in, and I wish I could tell you more, but the sight ain't always clear. Now, if I ain't mistaken, you've got a job to do.
I do indeed. And of course, if you've played this game as many times as I have, you know those conversations by heart. But why do I do them? I do them because, you know, they're good for roleplay purposes, and I care about roleplay purposes. And it also, you know, resolves a couple things, allows you to learn what Dogmeat's name is, which is really useful. And, oh look, finally, after all, none of these raiders up until now have had road leathers. I'm not a, you know, planning to wear them long term, but at this point in the game, pretty much, because I'm not wearing my vault suit at the moment, they're pretty much my best bet for protection. So I'll be, with piecemeal armor. So I will definitely be putting that on in a minute. I just want to scout out this room. Power relay coil, don't really need that. Definitely want that wonder glue. Don't really need a Braxo cleaner. I don't, unless Abraxo is, what does Abraxo give me? Acid, antiseptic, and fiberglass. Okay, so nothing really I need. I am playing with the ammo crafting mods. I don't know. Again, some of you might say, well, kind of that makes things too easy on you. I'll go back to my original comment when I started this playthrough, which was, oh, more red leathers, which was basically, I'm not necessarily choosing mods because they make life more difficult or because they might make life easier. I'm choosing mods that make it feel more like, not totally naturalistic, because you're never going to get that with Fallout, but just stuff that makes sense that I should be able to do that, and it really does. I mean, if I can, this is a character who crafts, powered pumps and generators, etc., etc., etc. Oh, look at that military duct tape. That'll be handy in the future. All this stuff. Why in the world wouldn't they be able to craft ammo? I did play around, thought about some other possibilities here. I did look at some mods that reduce ammo. The problem is, I was never able to find one that reduced ammo in an appropriate way across the board. In other words, okay, I find less ammo in containers, great, but do I find just as much ammo on enemies? Well, that's where I get most of my ammo anyway, so it wasn't quite what I think what was originally intended. Same goes for some of the mods that I looked at that forced all characters to use ammo, even NPCs. The problem with that, the law of unintended consequences here, it looked like a good idea until the first time you get to a turret, and the first time you get to a turret, it is loaded with ammo. Why? Because a turret with 20 rounds would be useless. So the mod loads them up with a couple hundred rounds of ammo. Well, then I destroy the turret. Now I have a couple hundred rounds of ammo. So now instead of ammo being quote-unquote scarce, you've just shifted the supply of ammo to one very reliable source, and you end up having tons of ammo. So it doesn't, I never found one that really quite works the way you would expect it to. So I did play with some of those ideas for modification, and I ended up not going with them. But now, of course, we are charged with recovering this fusion core, and we have to figure out what is the correct password. I'm kind of shocked that Sturgis couldn't figure this one out. Well, let's see here. What have I... Well, it's not that one. And it's not that one. Well, those two have eliminated a lot of possibilities here, so... There we go. That's it. Of course, these are relatively simple passwords and these things. Also, here's an interesting question. Why in the world does the Museum of Freedom need a full-on generator with a fusion core? Maybe it was supposed to be like an area that people were going to retreat to, and like a civil defense kind of thing, but it seems a little strange. Seems a little bit strange. So this looks like a good time for a break. After we are return, we will see about getting a hold of that power armor and that sweet, if not exactly cherry, T-45 power armor, and we will head out and deal with those raiders and, well, something big. So we'll be back online at about noon, I believe. This, of course, is Old Tom Gin, and this is my playthrough of Fallout 4 on survival mode, my permadeath run.